Are you on the journey of FIRE, of financial independence and retiring early? Or possibly you've seen my other videos and you like the idea of financial independence, recreational employment? Either way you're going, I'm gonna kind of walk you through the 5 phases of starting from nothing and getting to the ultimate prize, the ultimate goal. I did it with real estate. I'm gonna drive you around Panama City Beach where I started buying my real estate and ultimately show you where I ended up here on this Caribbean island. So if you want to go and watch how my journey went, and your journey will be similar, even if you're doing it with stocks or investments, the 5 phases are the same. So let me take you on a journey through my 5 phases, which pretty much should look like yours.
Shut up and sit down.
Okay, phase 1. This is where you start with no money or very little money, and you got to figure out how you're going to make this whole thing work. For me, it all started in this little blue house right here. That was the first house that we bought. It was only $100,000, and it was like 800 square feet. So instead of buying the biggest house that we could afford, we bought the smallest house that we thought we could live in. It's in this cute little neighborhood, and the beach is right over here across the street. So if you start phase 1 with no money and a place where you don't have a lot of large bills, it makes phase 2 is the building phase. This is the phase where you start to get your first real rental property, where you start to build up the income that's coming into your house, and this is where things start to change for you. So for me, this house right here, oops, with the dog on the porch, that was my first duplex that I bought, and that is the one that really started to be the game changer for us. So phase 2 is the building phase. This is where you work hard. This is where all the hard work, you haven't seen it pay off yet. You're just doing the hard work. So don't worry about phase 3 right now. Just enjoy the work and know that this is where you're putting in the efforts that are going to pay off in the end. Okay, stage 3. I'm not in the car anymore. I stopped and got out. Stage 3 is where you start to see some progress, where you got a little bit of breathing room. After I bought these 2 houses, I owned this one and this one. These are little townhouses in a 4-unit building. So after I bought these 2 units, this is where I was like, now the income, this is when I reached financial independence, and this is where you got to make a decision. Do you just want to get to this point where you have enough money to live off of, or do you want to keep going? Do you want to take your foot off the gas? Do you want to maybe get yourself a little, upgrade a car, or, spend a little bit more on yourself? But after I got these 2 houses, then I had 4 houses, and that's when really financial independence kicked in, and I was like, you really see that this thing is working. Phase 4. This is where it starts to get fun. This is where you get to enjoy the fruits of your labor. You can maybe get a bigger house. You can maybe get a little bit nicer car, because now you're to a level where you're past just covering your expenses. You could retire if you wanted to, but I like to call this phase financial independence, recreational employment, because as a young man like myself, I'm still not ready to just sit on the beach all day. I still want to be productive. I still enjoy earning money. So this is where you can get the recreational employment. You could be a realtor in an island at a beach. You could start a YouTube channel. You could do flip houses. You could start some kind of business. You could write a book. Sometimes it takes time to just sit down and write a book, and you didn't have that time until now. So this is really where you get to just enjoy some of the fruits of all that hard labor that you've done, and start to kind of ease into the good life from all the work that's now paying off. Okay, phase 5. This is the final phase. I got my camera strapped into a tree, and the wind is blowing it a little bit. I was trying to get out of the wind, so hopefully you can't hear it too much. But phase 5, this is, like I say, it takes a minute to kind of ease into here, because you've got to really means test all of those numbers you've been crunching, all those spreadsheets you've been looking at. Now is where the rubber meets the road. You're into financial independence. You're either retired or you've left the workforce. But this is where, I feel like everybody, the closer you get towards FIRE, whatever version of it you're working towards, and you keep crunching those numbers to figure out if you're there, how far away you are. I feel like the numbers continue to get more conservative. So I feel like once you think you're there, you actually are. But I think a lot of people still, like myself included, don't trust the numbers. We want to know, we want to give it another year, or we kind of ease into it before we travel too much, before we move to the Caribbean island or do anything too crazy. So, but at this point, you've means tested those numbers. You realize you are financially free. You don't have to worry about money anymore. And this is when you can really start to travel the world. You can move somewhere more expensive. You can move somewhere cheaper. You have really the freedom to do whatever you want. This is what it's all about. So here is me. I live in the Virgin Islands, so this is my backdrop. I wanted to bring you outside and show you my phase 5. I don't know how long we'll be here. We've been here for 2.5 years already, and we'll be here for a little bit longer. So this is what we all work so hard for. And I worked hard to make this video. Notice I have like 5 different changes because it took multiple days to make this. So if you did enjoy it, give me a big thumbs up. And if you haven't subscribed to the channel, please consider doing that. And if you have any additional phases or comments, I love when you guys keep the conversation going. So thanks for coming by, and we'll see you in the next video.